Hi guys, Ann here, and welcome to Organically Ann. Today we are going to be making Cannabis Fizzy bath bombs. The inspiration of this has been, well, A, I've been struggling with a cold, and B, I wanted to make some fizzy bath bombs for my cannabis loving friends. I'm going to share a recipe with you that was inspired from a blog that I saw on Pinterest, trikes.blog.com, and I will leave the link in my description, and I'll also put it right here. And thank you guys for sharing that. I modified it a little bit. They used lavender essential oil. Today I am using Melaleuca because, like I said, I have been struggling with this cold thing. And so yeah, I wanted to feel better, and I also wanted to test the holiday bath bombs that I was going to put in as some stocking stuffers and some gifts. Now, one thing I always do, I have my trusty little notebook slash journal slash recipe book for all my cannabis creations. And when I find a good recipe and I make it work for me, I put it in this book. So that's what I did with these bath bombs. So first I'm going to break down to you what I have going on here. Wonderful baking soda. I've got citric acid. My trusty spork. A measuring cup. These special little Dixie cups. My beautiful pink bowl. My sifter. A bowl for my wet ingredients. Corn starch. Witch hazel. And my essential oils. These are by Young Living. There are some other wonderful companies out there that make essential oils. Mountain Rose is great. doTERRA is great. And I'm sure there's a plethora of others. I have my adorable little measuring spoons. They look like little bones. I love them. And they're just sitting here in the kitty cat cup. Alrighty, so here we go. Oh, you know what? I forgot the star of the show. My wonderful coconut cannabis oil. And if you want to know how to make coconut cannabis oil yourself, check out my vlog that I did and check it out on my YouTube channel. And I have a few visitors here up on the piano. There's Red Cat. Hi, Cat. Okay, here we go. So, my trusty recipe is telling me I need 1 cup of baking soda. I am going to double this because I want to make a lot of them. I have taken them for a test drive already and I love them. So here we go. Trusty measuring cup. Let's measure out 2 cups, which should be, let's see, that's going to be my whole box. Here's my whole box. The reason I'm using the strainer is because just in case there are any little clumps in my baking soda, I want to make sure that they're all even. If you don't do this, you can have a tendency to have the fizzy bath bombs have kind of weird little pockets in them. So you want everything to be as smooth as possible. There we go. And I'll just shake it through. Okay, next we are going with our citric acid. It calls for 1/2 cup of citric acid. We're using, because we're doubling it, I'm going 1 cup. But in their recipe, I will leave the recipe for a single batch, which makes approximately 10 fizzy bath bombs, small ones. Now you can get those little molds that you can make them into large fizzy bath bomb balls. I am using these trusty cups. That's what they used in the recipe, and I don't have the molds, but these work perfect. You put 1/4 cup of the mix into these cups and you let them dry. 1/4 cup works really well, dries them out really nicely. In about a day, I'm ready to go package them up and put a bow on them, and they're good to go. So that's what I'm using today. I find in my bath, I like to use 2 of those. So what you could do, you just figure however much the big molds need is perfectly fine, because like I said, I use 2 fizzy bath bombs in my bath. So we have our baking soda. here we have trusty cup, but because I'm doubling it, of citric acid. I'm going to pour that through. So the recipe calls for a half a cup of cornstarch. We are doubling it. So I'm actually not going to double it. I'm going to use 3/4 of a cup. I find by decreasing the amount of cornstarch just a little bit helps it to add a little more fizz to it. And if you'd like, you can add just a dash more citric acid too, if it's not as fizzy as you would like. So now we're moving on to the cannabis infused coconut oil. It calls for 3 tablespoons in the original recipe. Since I'm doubling it, I'm using 6 tablespoons. Three, 4, 5. There we are, 6 tablespoons. It smells really nice. I think I added 1 more for good measure because Mama Santa likes a nice cannabis fizzy bomb. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're mixing all, we're mixing all the dry ingredients together, getting them nice and ready for the wet ingredients. Now, let's swirl the wet ingredients around. Oh, one last thing that I did forget. Not so much that I forgot it, I'm adding it to my recipe. I love Epsom salts. Epsom salts are awesome because they have magnesium in them. Epsom salts are wonderful when you're not feeling well. So that is why I have it in here. The magnesium really helps to get in there, helps to relax and make you feel better. Hey guys, the magnesium and the cannabis together help you to feel wonderful when you're taking a bath and you feel horrible. The magnesium helps to relax you. The cannabis takes away any aches and pains that you're having. So that's why they're a double threat. I have that all mixed in. We are ready. Now what we're going to do is take it nice and slow as we're pouring the wet, the wet ingredients into the mix. If it fizzes a little bit, just take it. The key is mixing it. It'll fizzle. If it fizzes a little, it's not a big deal. So here we go. It's going to feel like damp sand, and you'll see how it all comes together. Stirring, stirring, stirring. It's looking nice. Smells wonderful. That is you want it to kind of clump together like that. 2 little clump balls like that. Be back in a minute and we'll put it in our cups. I want to show you the texture, what I'm talking about. See how it clumps together like that? Really nice. See, just like that. Alrighty guys, we are ready to fill the cups. The recipe calls for 1/4 cup to go into these cups. I'm going with 1/3 of a cup because of the added Epsom salts. I think that'll be a nice size. I don't pack them down inside this cup, like inside the measuring cup, but then I will there. Then we take this, tamp them down nice and tight, and I will let them set for 24 hours and I'll check them. And from there, I'll tip them over. If they feel nice and hard on top, I'll tip them over gently into my hand and wrap them in either some parchment paper or a really cute wrapper. I find some really cute wrappers over at 99-cent store, especially with Christmas time. They have some awesome cute little things. Tie a bow on it, and it is a lovely gift. I'm going to show you what some of these finished little fizzy bath bombs look like. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, just dust that off a little. There we have it. Nice little fizzy bath bomb, ready to go. Like I said, I use 2 in my bath, and you can use the fizzy bath bomb balls if you'd like. I'm going to set that right there on my journal. You can use those ball molds to make a big fizzy bath bomb, or you can use 2 of these, just put them together in a nice little thing of parchment paper with a bow. You can also do these G-rated without the cannabis oil. Say for people who are not that inclined to utilizing the cannabis, you can use, instead of the coconut infused cannabis oil, you can go ahead and just use coconut oil. And that makes for a great medium to get it nice and wet, and it also is so moisturizing to the skin. And let's see, what else? In lieu of the Melaleuca oil, you can go ahead and use the lavender oil. It's wonderful as well. So I hope you liked this. I hope it was fun learning about fizzy bath bombs. And actually, let's drop one in water. Hang on. Okay guys, well, you know what? I thought I was going to show you a nice little fizzy, see how they look and how they do it. I'm bringing in my lovely assistant and another famous YouTuber, Jonathan Garlatta. What was that?
It was way over the frame.
Oh, what? Oh,
yeah, you can see it.
Well, this is my son, Jonathan Garlatta of Garlatta Productions.
If you guys want to check out a really cool channel, you guys should go check out my channel, Garlatta Productions.
What is up with this?
My last video, actually not my last video, my second to last video, I showed you guys how to refill these pods. You should go check that out.
Gosh! Get over here. You've got to do a test
like,
for me. Be very gentle, and you're just going to drop it into the water. Oh my gosh. And drop it in just gently. Just drop it in. Ooh! Look at that. Look at the fizzy. The fizzy.
Ah! It looks like Alka-Seltzer.
You know what? Look at it. Didn't overflow. Now you can go and just feel how nice and warm that feels.
Aren't they supposed to dissolve?
They will. They're fizzy bath bombs.
What about the colors?
Okay, the reason I did not use food coloring is in case someone is sensitive to food coloring. There are natural forms of food coloring, but yeah, you don't need to break out.
I don't use bath bombs, but I used to be allergic to food coloring, so that would be bad.
It was all bad.
Yeah.
Thanks, son. It's been really nice having you close me out here. So.
If you guys want to see more content, make sure to subscribe to my mom's channel, and she will be dropping new videos as much as she can. If you guys want to stay updated on what she's doing, make sure to follow her blog at
organicallyann.com.
Organicallyann.com. That's where it's at. I've never been there because I don't pay attention to her stuff. But
where you can learn more about medical cannabis and other herbs and see things like unicorns. This about wraps it up.
This is awkward.
Don't be awkward.
You guys are making it awkward.
Handsome.
No. What was I gonna say? Hold on.
Follow me.
Do I need to get like one of those little take 25? Go.
If you guys want to see, really,
Good job.
if you guys want to see more content of my mom's, be sure to
But and